adventures along with my special guest, Chunky. Come here. My grandson, Chunky, and my daughter, or my other granddaughter. Come on. Shariah. And we're going to show you a little bit about fishing for the largemouth bass and putting on jigs for crappie and small panfish. So we're going to get started with the largemouth bass here. All right, Chunky, you stay right there. A lot of people think that, well, the bass is a predatory fish. He likes to ambush stuff. So anything that he can pretty much ambush, he's going to eat. So we're going to start out with the basics. This right here is a large, if you want to call it a shad. It's made by Power Bait. It's a swimming shad made by Power Bait. And this tail is where all the action comes into play. And you tie it right here. You got your hook that's safety. It's got a little plastic on it. But that's one type of bass lure. This is a smaller shad. That tail action is what you're looking for on that one. And then here's a different one. He's got a little fluorescent green on him. And the same action as that tail. But when you want to get into a hot summer and topwater action, this right here is a mouse. You got his tail, you got the red eyes, the whiskers. He's been beat up a little bit. But you got the two hooks right here. When that bass comes down and clamps on him, and you set the hook, these hooks right here are what's going to get him, right there. And he thinks it's a mouse, and it floats, and you just pull it along, and the bass sees all that topwater action, so he comes up from the bottom, and 9 times out of 10, he's going to come up out of the water and grab that bass, that mouse, and get him and pull him down. Here's another one that Will's got. Can I have that one? This one has got red eyes, and he's white and got a little fuzzy thing, but he's still the same thing. He floats. And he's got a different hook system. His hook is right here in the middle. So when the fish bites him, the same action. He's going to come in and hook and bite him, and you set the hook, and that hook is going to hook him, and you're going to catch him, just like that. So we got a couple different ones here. This is another one that's a crawdad, or crawfish.
Oh, here's this.
And the same action.
Here's this.
Yep. The same action there, that wiggling action that they look for. He looks like a crawdad too. And these are real good baits. These right here are good for mid-spring, going into summer. This right here is hot summer action. They're on the prowl. They're looking for stuff to eat. And this mouse, they'll really attack him on top water. And then we want to move over to jigs. Yep. We're going to move over to some jigs. This is a white with a little skirt. This is what they call chartreuse and green or chartreuse and black. This was a okay. This one is a this is a sparkle chartreuse one. And all of them mount the same way on the hook. There's your hook. It's got the lead. So you want to start here at the tip of it. You push it in. Push it some more, and then it'll start curving. And then it curves, and I don't know if you can see that little barb right there. You push it all the way over that, and it pops over it, and it's going to stay there. And that's kind of the way it's going to look. There's your hook, and it's going to sit in the water just like that. When that crappie or small panfish bites it, you're going to bite it right here, and you're going to set the hook, and that hook is going to catch you. But this is what they call a jig, and you just dangle it, and he looks at that action right there. And it's real, doing a lot of action in that water when you're jigging it for crappie. It's springtime, mid-April, mid-June. That's a good time for crappie. They start to spawn, getting ready to lay the eggs, so you're getting ready for them, and that's a good way to use the jigs on them. This one is another one. It's called a curly tail. And the striped bass or white bass, they like these. And that tail action is what they're going after. So it's basically the same way. You go in, just like that. Push it in. then it comes down in curves. Push it in, and there's that little hook again. Push it over it, and it's gonna stay right there. And it's gonna set in the water just like that. And that, when you pull it, it's gonna swim. That tail is gonna be swimming along. And when they see it, they're gonna come and bite it. And then you set the hook, and that hook is gonna hook them. So that's pretty much it on Don's Outdoor Adventures with the grandkids. And Chunky want me to show you another lure here. This is the same one I had. It's got a red. That might indicate a hurt fish or something. Stop for sure. And
it's another one.
you got this one right here. Like I said, that tail action is what's going to get him. All right, that's going to do it. We'll see you next time on Don Outdoor Adventures, showing you how to fish for the largemouth bass, crappie. Catfish will hit this too in the spring, maybe in the summer too, but they'll hit it. But good fishing, and we'll see you next time on Don Outdoor Adventures.